Yo, what's up with y'all boys? It's Keymajor, and I'm back with another tutorial video for y'all today. Today I'm showing you guys how to make some ambient melodic melodies like PVLACE, some for like Future and like his new album, more on the melodic side, not like the dark type of style. Before I get into the video, I just want to quickly mention, if you guys have any ideas for tutorial videos or just content in general, please leave them in the comment section down below. I might start doing like some drum tutorials. I have not done a drum tutorial yet, so I might do those. And then last announcement I want to make is make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram. I'm going live on Instagram a lot more frequently. I'm gonna try to go live almost every day. There I just go live, I'll cook up some beats and I'll like make some samples. If you guys have any questions, whatever, just tune in there. Instagram will be the first link in the description down below. But other than that, if you guys do enjoy and learn something new, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's get straight to the video. First sound I added on here is Contact, and I went into the Noir Pure Piano, Mellow and Noisy. And then of course it goes up an octave, but it's basically the same thing. So this pattern is fairly simple. I first started with this very simple concept that I played on my MIDI keyboard. So it's just the root note playing, and then I played this like top melody, which is in 1/3 step. It's like that triplet bounce, but as you can see, it's like very off grid, and that's because I played this live. And after that, I just added these middle notes. First is the C sharp. How I came up with the C sharp was I took the F sharp, which is the root note, and I brought it up 7. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And that's a very simple trick that I do a lot when it comes to just kind of layering on top of my notes and making chords and stuff. The next thing I added is these 3 notes, and it's the same notes up here, just an octave down. The next thing I did is I copied it over and I brought it down 5, so 1 2 3 4 5. This is a very simple trick that like PVLACE does a lot in his melodies. You could also bring it up 5, but I chose to bring it down 5. And then these notes are off. If I just took the main pattern and I copied it down 5 like this is how it would sound. So it still sounds nice, but it kind of sounds a lot more dark and not as melodic. So what I did is I brought it down 4 instead, 1 2 3 4, and I just readjusted some of these notes. And then all I did was I just copied this pattern again, and I copied it again, just an octave higher. And then last thing I did was I did Alt R to randomize the velocities, another simple trick to do to make your melody sound more realistic. And then for the effects, I first added a tiny bit of stereo separation, making your sounds a little bit more stereo, makes it sound a lot more clean and wide compared to if you made it more mono, it would sound a lot more like vintage and old and kind of gritty. The first thing I added was halftime, and I just layered it like 31%, and this kind of adds like a small layer in the background. Then I added Ambience Reverb. I just turned the mix knob down. Pancake, just 1 bar, and it's panning left and right. This is just giving the melody a lot more movement instead of it just being in the middle. And then an EQ, just lowering some of the lows, lowering some of the mids, lowering some of the highs as well. The next song I added is from Omnisphere, and it's just a school mallet. Quick little like Omnisphere tip: if you're tired of like going in here into the patch browser and you've used like almost all of these, a second browser where it has like a bunch more sounds is if you go here, the A, B, C, or D. I just went to the A because it's the first one, and you click on sample, then you click right here. This opens up the sound source browser. So this is completely different, and it just has a bunch more like natural dry sounds. And I went to the traditional, bell, acoustic, and school mallets. So it's very simple, just something to complement the piano and kind of be very subtle in the background. For the effects, I panned it a tiny bit to the left, and I lowered the volume a lot because, like I said, I want it to be in the background, not too upfront and loud. And I added Ambience Reverb again, delay 3. I just turned the mix knob down as well. Fruity stereo enhancer, I just went to the 4 strings preset, and I just messed with these a tiny bit. EQ, lowering the lows, lowering some of the mids, and raising the highs for it to sound more clean. And then same down here, I just lowered the lows. Next, add another Omnisphere, and then this is probably the reason why you guys clicked on the video, is for those vocals. The vocals are from Omnisphere, and it's the same thing. It's not from the patch browser, it's in here inside the sound source browser. So if you go in here and you go to the human voices, you can see there's like a bunch of like vocal phrases and choirs. They got like boy choir, classical choir, gospel, like even some ethnic stuff, jazz stuff. They got a bunch of like nice phrases in here. The one I chose is classical soprano. So these are a lot of like nice vocal phrases and just kind of like vocal runs in here that are really nice. Bad thing is though, the transitions are pretty bad. You see, it doesn't like transition into each other, and it sounds like very bad, and it just cuts. If I just play it raw, you can hear exactly when the note like cuts, and it just transitions very poorly, and it sounds very like robotic and bad. So what I added onto the effects to kind of counter that was, first I panned it a tiny bit to the right, and I added some stereo separation, the usual. I added a 1/8 delay, so it's a lot longer. Turned the mix knob down, and then I added ambience reverb, and I turned the decay up. This kind of helps like merge the two notes together and helps it like transition a lot more smoothly. And then pancake, it's just moving left and right. This EQ just taking out all the lows, low mids, and then lowering some of the highs because they were a little too harsh. The last instrument I added is from X Band. I went into the ethnic, and then I went to the preset number 22, Breathy Recorder. This was kind of just like a very subtle like pad I added to kind of complement the piano. So it's the exact same pattern as the piano. I just removed a lot of the notes. I wanted it to be more simple and kind of less complex. And for the effects, I did stereo separation again like usual, and I panned it to the right. If you notice, some of these are panned to the left, some of them are to the right. This is a simple trick you could do when it comes to like mixing your samples and to prevent them from sounding real like muddy, having your instruments like clashing together. So when you're panning some to the right, some to the left, it kind of gives the sound like its own pocket in the sample, and makes your samples just sound more full in general. And like I said, for the effects, very simple, the same combo: reverb, turn the mix knob down; delay 3, turn the mix knob down; pancake, turn the mix knob down. It's the same stuff, nothing complex, usual. Then an EQ, lowering the lows, lowering the high, and then raising the highs a tiny bit. And that was basically it. The next thing I added is a little texture from the Produce Grind Cadence one-shot kit by Noble. I just went to the textures, and I selected the free fall preset. And another trick, how I just brought up the exact kit where it's from, is you just click on the sound and you click right here, locate sample in browser, and it'll bring up the exact folder and the exact sound is from. After that, I added this transition from the same kit. So yeah, the one shot kind of carries, it kind of does all the work. All I did was I added ambience reverb again, delay 3 again, pancake again, just the same 3 effects that I used for like this whole melody. Then I added an EQ to kind of filter out the sound, and the second EQ is just lowering this one harsh frequency. And that was basically it. I exported, before I exported, I went to the master, and the melody was very quiet, so I put an EQ and I lowered some of the lows, some of the mids, and I raised the highs, but very subtle changes, and I exported it. This is the final sample. That was basically it for the whole video. I hope you guys did enjoy and learn something new. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. The first link's gonna be my Instagram. Make sure you guys go over there and follow me. I also want to quickly mention that if you guys do want this melody right here, make sure you guys go check out my latest sample pack. It's my best sample pack by far. 30 samples for only 10 bucks. And if you guys don't want to pay, it's completely fine. There's also a free version. But if you want the full version, go get that sample pack. It'll be the second link in the description down below. But yeah, man, that's really it. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one.